Previously on the Scott McKenna vlog. I don't want to make any promises because I hate making promises, but I think I'm going to start daily vlogging. America runs on Dunkin'. That's what they say like on their commercials, but I don't think America does. I think some people do. So I'm trying something new. I do my first cut of the vlog at night, and I just kind of cut all the way through, very rough cut, maybe 60% of the way there. Then I put it away, wake up the next day, and instead of going right at it first thing in the morning, I'm gonna come into the office a little bit early and finish the vlog here and do all uploads at 12 p.m. Eastern. I feel like if I get a fresh start on the vlog, like a fresh take after a good night's sleep, it'll kind of give me a new idea, maybe a new like look, and I'm not just doing the first cut, I'm doing like the polished cut. Maybe you don't care, but just kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, so they were,
I did it.
You did? You bumped it?
Yep.
Look at you vlogging. If I can get it, I'll wash your car while you're here if you want me to too.
You can wash the car here?
Nah, but I mean,
Figure it out.
he did all this work for us.
I know, right?
I had to like pop the heat on this morning when I got here.
Did you really?
It was 46 degrees this morning.
What?
When did you get here?
My desk is getting an upgrade here. We are making it bigger. So no doubt one of the most common questions that I get on this YouTube channel from so many of you is like when and what kind of factored into the decision of when I decided to take like my side hustle, which was my video production company, and make it my actual full-time job. It's something that I think so many of you that watch my channel are in that stage right now where video production is what you hope to do for a living. And I think that's why a lot of you follow my channel, because you can kind of see the process I went through in that. But like what truly separates you taking a side hustle and making it your main thing? And that's why today we're gonna actually make that the topic of the Scaling Creative podcast, which I'm really, really excited about. So this is actually our first podcast recording in this new space, which is really exciting, but we're still not exactly sure how we're even gonna set it up. So we're gonna try something today and see how it works for other episodes, but see how it goes. All right, well, I think that went well. Guys, how'd you feel it went?
So fun. I really liked that one.
Very good.
I like them all, but.
We're very biased, but I think it was great. New little extra space back there now. Jay, you're the man. Appreciate you and your willingness to help. Such a good guy. I wish there was a way to like plug him, but like he is so anti-social media for the most part that there's like really nowhere that he really even wants you to follow him on. But I do think he should vlog. But I think everyone should. So in the podcast, I talked about kind of a couple of the practical tips in my head that I kind of went through when I decided to go full-time from my side hustle into it. And I gave a couple of practical tips, and here they were. Number one, it is to evaluate your overall situation from a financial standpoint and decide how much it is you need to make per month if you lost your current job. So I think a big factor people don't think about are things like health insurance, and think about like maybe even the commute. Are you getting money back from not going into your job? Are you having new additional expenses, health insurance, cell phones? Are cell phones being paid from your company and then you'd have to pay them? All those factors, put it all together and decide honestly how much money you have to make per month, and make sure that you almost go on the high end. Like don't say, oh, I could just cut back on this and cut back on this and cut back on this, because well, what happens if it's not really possible to cut back like you thought and then you can't afford to do it? So really think about how much money you need to make every single month. If you have a whole family, think about that whole aspect, how much money you need to bring in. Number two, save at least 6 to 9 months of that exact amount of money you need monthly and put it aside. Because what it allows you to do is to go into your side hustle, which is now your full-time job, and to make decisions that are good for your company, that are not just immediately driven by how much money you need to make today. Because what happens is if you go into your workplace, your new job, your new side hustle, all that stuff, if you go into it all excited, but then instantly realize you have to make money, you're gonna have to start to do a lot of things that you may not necessarily love, but you're also gonna have to make certain decisions that aren't really good for the long-term side of your company because you're having to make short-term money and short-term decisions. So if you have some sort of cushion in the bank, 6 to 9 months worth of a salary, it allows you to make smart decisions immediately going into the business, which will really help you in the long run. Number 3, I think, is to really kind of evaluate what is your game plan? What is your strategy now that you have a goal for this new job? So if tomorrow you are stepping into your brand new job, how are you gonna go about getting work? How long does it take you to get work? Have you done this before that you know how long you should expect it to take before you get work? All those things are important to think about. You should be knowing where have your leads come from in the past so that you can go after those types of leads again. You should be tracking those things during your side hustle so that you truly can figure out the way that you're gonna get more business once it's actually your job. I think a lot of people overlook this because internally they're thinking, okay, things are growing on the side, but they don't realize that there's a whole new pressure when it's actually like your main business. And if you're not thinking about those things in advance of how you're getting jobs and how you're going to get more of them, you can be in a big trouble, because when you start into this new business, you might feel like, okay, well, now what? Like, you built up this whole expectation and this dream, and then it became a reality. Then you're like, oh no, what do I do now? And the 4th thing, which we talked about a lot in the podcast, is just really talking to some people around you that might have already done this and hear their perspective. There's obviously a bunch of different perspectives that we went back and forth with in the podcast, so definitely listen to that if you can. But you should really look to other entrepreneurs or people in your current space that you're looking to get into, that you have a relationship with, that you can talk with them about, to ask them certain things, if are they willing to give you some help in it, and just kind of figure out, like, what was their game plan? How did they start? And what are some ways that you can actually learn from their experience if they're already doing what you want to do? And I think that we just have this unlimited capacity right now to learn and to continue to grow in what we're doing. And it's foolish for us not to look to those resources and people who we admire that are doing what we did and what we want to do. Like, how did they make it happen? And then last but certainly not least, realize that it's hard work. There's a reason why so many entrepreneurs fail, and it's because they don't realize that it's not as easy as some people make it seem. And you look at a lot of very successful entrepreneurs and successful business owners and successful businesses in general, and you're like, man, that's a dream, and look what they're doing, and it can't be that hard. But what you don't see is that, I don't know what their rate is, but it's extremely high of the percentage of entrepreneurs and businesses in general that fail every single day. People that had amazing dreams, had amazing passion, had money saved, had all these things that really it takes to get started, and they couldn't sustain it. So realizing that the work is not about to get easier, it's harder. So tip number 5 is realize it's gonna take a lot of work. But if you are cool with that, and if you love the grind, if you love the hustle and the reality that it's not gonna get easier, it's gonna get even harder and require even more work. But if that sounds exciting to you, then man, I feel like you're on the right track, and you should just do this thing.